Yeah.
It was Zinzao,
Yes.
check. Kalista Renata, check. But then it was Yorick Ari.
Yeah.
And it should have, Morgan should have played Yorick.
Yeah.
Oh, then they could have copied DRX perfectly.
So,
yeah, we should probably, in case people are like VOD watchers or something like that, miss the intro. The reason Bull is playing is because Hype is on loan from KT and cannot play against his original team that he still somewhat belongs to.
I mean, I think Bull is a strong challengers player and has had his moments here in the LCK for sure.
In their movements that they've recognized the win condition of KT by enclosing around BDD, recognizing that he is the one. As first grub will go over to Cuz as Croco moves in, but is unable to actually stop anything because look at this. Topside control is absolutely complete here for KT.
Not even really a question, unfortunately, for Morgan. He is 400 gold down from a natural lane lead and perfect bot steal caps. So it's hard for him to trade back. And
yeah, the 2v2 gets really, really rough.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you see Cuz smites and you're like, well, I get one of them, right? Because like Croco basically solo chunked him out means that Bro are going to feel pretty good about starting up this dragon, put some sticks in it so that Cuz isn't too interested in looking for a 50-50.
Yeah, Polo going to be walking out of Banana Brush as now Cuz looking for the angle. Peter finds a quickness onto 2. Fate's call comes down though. They're going to see what they can do, but it's not going to work. That's first blood going over to Doctom as he pulls back the feathers and BDD just scatters them to the wind. That flash was brutal on top of 3 people. The charm lands though, and BDD maybe bit off a little more than he alone could chew. But thankfully, Doctom is able to do that.
This angle, flashes in. I mean, this is the kind of play you want to see from a Rakan who has mastery of the champion like Peter does. Like a Kanik Rooker situation where we're like, those are almost words, but
no, it's a
words.
real word. It's like an old, like an elbow weapon thingy.
I think that's
on
what
Soul in Soul Calibur from Talim used them in Soul Calibur.
Oh yeah.
I don't know whether they're exactly what she's using. As now Cuz is looking to go aggressive onto Polu. He will find the quickness, but Bull going to be able to flash away. Seismic Shove though pulls him back. That's good aim there from BDD. Their prize.
As Bro are going to heavily commit to this Herald here. 4 members on the top side of the map. BDD on the flank though.
In a little bit of trouble. That is a great charm, point blank, and BDD should be going down. It will take them a while though, and he gets the shield as he completes the Seraphs at the time. That was ludicrous. He still dies, but man, that was pretty good transformation timing. So the Bros, they should be able to grab themselves the Rift Herald while KT exchange that for the outer turret in the mid lane. Kind of a moot point, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
taking the Rift Herald if this is what you're trading for.
Exactly, like, I want to get the mid turret first. Oh, wait.
Make it 60. Malignance is done, though. So BDD and Close are both building towards the Leandries. It's Cuz! He finds 3 Bros! Thought they'd set up a trap, but who is trapping who? As they're all just in the grave. The Equalizer goes down onto a rock, so it's not necessarily where it wants to be, but Morgan, he is also not where he wants to be. The Ambessa will be taken down. Doctom is just getting everything that he wants right now. 4-0 and 3, 100% kill contribution on the Xayah. It's the Bros' worst nightmare right now.
It really is. I mean, they had a draft where everything that they're comfortable playing was on the table. They had a draft that could have controlled the early game, but it's they who are engaged upon by KT twice now. Peter finds the angle. It was Cuz first, but Peter follows up. He took a shot.
He did. And he took a teleport, and he had to watch himself go over there. As once again, Cuz is dodging stuff and knocking people into the air. Croco going to be on the worst end of that one. Great wall placement once again here for BDD, but they haven't killed anyone just yet. Croco does have a bailout, but unfortunately not going to get bailed out for this one. It was just a little bit too expensive, and the Bros are going to just back away. So only losing Croco. Won't have a smite on the map. No, nothing really here to smite outside of Artican spawning right now. KT, will they actually go for that one? That seems a little worrying.
I don't think they have the
Morgan's
damage.
topside with no teleport.
I guess without Morgan's teleport, yeah, I guess you probably can do this. It's going to take a little while, but if Morgan can't show up and they know he's there, then you also don't have to fight Smite. So I don't think this is punishable, actually. He does not get charmed there. He Cyclones a BD Weaver's Wall, and Closer at best case scenario has to flash. And at worst case scenario dies, and they still get the dragon either way. But I love Cuz's aggression, man. It's Cuz is feeling like, you know, that prime KT that almost made it to the finals but didn't because aiming Ezreal had a whoopsie.
This is quick blades on top. That means that this Xayah is going to really take over. There is the public execution though, is perfect. Could be in some trouble. He doesn't have an arm guard or anything like that. He just looks to cook this wave. And so the Bros, they grab themselves a pick.
But they're going to lose their mid-inner, I think.
Red
Lose
Dogs
their top inner turret, though. So they still lost one. Morgan will eventually be able to put some damage into this turret TP, so he can kind of both do this and then show up for the fight. I just don't know if they can win the fight. Look at where Cuz is. He's like, you guys can't be near the Baron. There's a Wukong here, and I'm not going to allow it.
Well, he's seen at the moment, just dives on over. This is just dead.
And Weaver's
Wall is going to stop
no.
Croco from doing anything. He needs 2 flashes if he wants to get over that. So the Baron is secured, I would say.
Yeah, they...
See, they're stacking up the siege minions. And like even when becomes lightning can't hit it. You know, like there's nothing that they can do to stop these turrets from falling down. Look at this. It's still there, by the way. Same one.
Yep. And now there's going to be 2.
Oh, no. Well, there it is.
And at this point, KT is actually kind of concerning, but they're trying to wrap around.
But they need to stop the Mountain Soul because otherwise they just lose the game. BDD doesn't find the seismic shove, but he'll have that one back available again. Croco goes in. Morgan, public execution is on the table. There's a quickness though, across 3. He's so charming, is this Peter guy. As out goes Croco, Doctom going to follow him though. That's going to be his first kill. Bull trying to pop off in this fight, but Doctom is untouched, unfettered, and KT will just mow them down. It's a little bit bedged there for Dagon, but don't worry, my friend. This is a 3-game series, you know? We have to believe that. The Bros just getting through that first one, ripping that Band-Aid off as quickly as possible to make sure that they can get into game number 2.
I'm sure Dagon's got some serious optimism moving into game 2.
Oh, yeah.
Even though all the best champions here for these players, Bull got his Callista, now gone, I know he's got the Hopium angle, the Bropium.
He didn't pick his Draven because he knew he'd need that to win game number 2. You know what I'm saying? And then they're all lying on the floor. 7-0-5 now.
This series now, like for KT, is just a competition between Cuz and Peter who gets palm. Like they both have 100% KP. They've both been involved in every single skirmish.
Maybe this is the Peter angle. He's kind of locked out of it though as the seismic shove goes wide. BDD buying some time as there's the Cyclone and the quickness. Oh, the combo of Cuz and Peter is so beautiful to watch. As Perfect is just burning them alive. Bull not going to get bailed out of this one. And Polu just going to have to leave his AD carry. I think this is just going to be a clean ace here for KT. Bro, just thinking about getting towards game number 2. And the smite in the air. What the heck? LeBron Cuz? That was so sick.
He snaps his fingers and people die.
Yeah, that's exactly how that one goes. Kind of like Jet Li from that movie where he was the Monkey King.
This game, I really thought was going to be a lot more interesting than it was, but Peter and Cuz said just another day, just another KT win. Though, if you get caught by a charged up Q, which weirdly enough has happened a lot this year.
Mini Nas get absolutely walloped by that Q.
If you get hit by it, you will not win. Happy to sip the tea. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this in terms of the analogy, but like, Bro aren't winning the objectives.
They are not collecting the neutral things on the map.
Like, let's just put it this way, they don't have any dots on that
risk-averse. I'm going to say risk-averse is what they're going for here. Apart from Perfect, who is now going to have to deal with everything being thrown at him. Almost hits Meganar, but does not. Teleports coming in from all over the place, but this one for KT is looking worrying. BDD really wanted to kill Polu. Let's see whether he can get him, and the answer is probably not, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of preach in the chat, so I think most of us are stride breakers, but I feel sorry for the Hexbladers. Maybe they're learning a thing or 3 though. As Peter is also learning some stuff, as he has an unbreakable will, but that's going to wear off. There's the flash, Tibbers. All right. Closer will be able to shift some sands though. Tibbers chasing after him, but in goes Croco. That paranoia is working out. Hexblade value, baby, is Cuz looking for some resets. Doctom in amongst 3 people as Cuz is now transformed, and this is not the same KT that I was witnessing in game 1. Scenario. Next Dragon going to be an Ocean, meaning that we will have pretty valuable soul this time around.
He doesn't even have to TP, he's got ult. He's walking down. KT really playing with fire here.
Well, this one is likely to be never mind, not a 50-50, as the train is a little late to the station. Peter is going to interrupt. Closer on a flank angle. As now Bull off to the side, but BDD actually in a great position in this one. The headbutt out of the Scion, but right on top of BDD is unfortunate, so he's going to die. Perfect still looking for something more, and now in for a penny, in for a pound, say KT, as Morgan is just cutting them down where they stand. A true lumberjack is this man, as Bull off to the side with the curtains.
Wait, it's still not enough. The fight is too split, and the Annie didn't have any follow-up from Duckdom there, so Cuz tried to do his work, just like he did in the last one, and then Bull just pulls out the ultimate. It feels like two back-to-back, practically the same fight.
And both of them look just as bad for KT. It is about a 5,000 gold lead, as Polo making his way over. Looks like Rift Herald will be collected. And we're looking for one turret on either side. That will mean feats of strength for either team. Right now you've got Closer being the closest to knocking down that top outer. I think, yeah, not able to get in there. Even with the Void grubs, it's not quite enough. So KT, they will back away. Not going to get punished too much, but there are those feats of strength that we were talking about. Closer going to upgrade his shoes by taking down the structure. And now Rift Herald going to be used in exchange. A second one that's just thrown down willy-nilly in the middle of the lane. This time, though, it's going to get a charge.
Yeah, Closer is like, remember Calix's year in the last series where he's up 50 CS? Same thing as, here we go.
All right, well, nowhere near Mega Gnar, and that looks like Perfect should be dying, but Croco going to be going down as well. Morgan running out of buttons here as Cuz, with one reset already put down, is now looking to try and escape. Is able to get himself out of the way as he dodges, gets into the mist as Peter tanks up a few of these curtains.
Big enough lead, like LCK teams have good macro, they know how to play it out and finish things off, play around the fact that this Nocturne can be at a moment's notice so far into the enemy backline or just straight up where the rest of the team is pushing.
Yeah.
Gives you side lane pressure even with a Scion, you know, like that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, no, it's really, really hard for KT to find any way back in. I guess, so bro fans, you know who to blame if indeed it is possible in the end.
Nice sidestep, but he may still be in trouble.
Yeah, that heartbreak is heartbreaking, ladies and gentlemen, as he just face plants. Right, he was trying to get into the little bird bath.
Yeah,
see a little bird bath thing that was there. I mean,
yeah,
based on the lore, at least then he can like go searching in there for his wife or something like that, because she also passed on to the next realm. See it. He doesn't even just take the pedals, man.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, that one's a bit. That's a bit weird for me, but I feel like chat's too young to know the Duckers emote, whereas Ducker Z.
The Ducker Z.
And every time I talk about Duckdom, I see the duck.
I mean, that's what used to be in every single chat forever, as Hook is going to catch Cuz, and he's sandwiched. Down he goes, cut down like a tree. Emperor's Divide onto Peter. Headbutts his way back over. Chains of Corruption to try and keep the cow alive, but he's knocked up and anchored back in once more. Is it an overextension? The answer's no. The bros can do whatever they want, ladies and gentlemen. That's a double kill as Duckdom goes down. Perfect has given up on his teammates entirely.
Not sure if BDD lives there, by the way, if he had Strikebreaker. Just saying.
Well, right now he's not actually able to affect the fight, okay? So the outcome of the game is still going to be there. And we are all about outcome-focused assessment. Those 3 digits.
He's very healthy.
Oh, yeah.
He has a lot of health, and he also has 0 deaths, which means that he's healthy as well.
Yeah, he's been healthy all game. Eating well is this lumberjack.
Well, I think if Bro stood in a Tibber-shaped 5-man unit, and maybe you got a 5-man Tibbers, maybe there's a way, but otherwise...
Well, there's another ult. I don't know what the timing is, but it sounds pretty good for the Hex Platers, as it's a double kill on top of it.
Are you a secret Hex Plater? You're like...
No, I am unbiased, okay? You've got to really sell both sides, right?
Not if you think Strikebreaker is better.
I also think that Strikebreaker probably, like, even if you had that build, it would have been...
Yeah, no, I just,
It's got a black cleaver, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to say that part of it, you know, because we need to celebrate the victories of the Hex Plater in Croco, right?
Well, I mean, as commentators, it is our job, but I'm telling you what, you and I off camera later, we have a...
All right. So this is a precursor to the stern talking to that I'm going to get. There's something about the Baron noise when it's extra loud that really makes me feel like I have indigestion.
Okay, yeah.
You know when he's like popping out of the ground, it's like...
Yeah, it does. There's a little gurgling.
Because if the because it's here in LOL Park as well, like it does kind of vibrate the ground, like the bass of the sound.
Cuz can't. I mean, he can't see, but he can flash smite.
Well, there's a paranoia. as they just dive on in. That is going to be Doctarm going down. He's not allowed to play the game. Into the backline goes Closer, finds BDD and delivers him. Peter going to be the last one to go down as the pros just massacre KT. A triple kill for the Hexplater extraordinaire.
They utilized their vision control incredibly well all game long from start to finish the top side of the map, and here they can't see anything, and they saw it way too late that they were going to get nearly fully wiped. And bro, bouncing back after a one-sided game one that really didn't fill you with a lot of hope, but we are going the full distance.
Another absolutely beautiful anchor there. 0-0-19 for 18. Sorry, I can't count. 0-0-18 for Polo on this Nautilus as the bros looking for even more. Peter's just like, I'm relevant. Please turn around and hit me. And they're not going to do so. They are focused on taking this Nexus down. Maybe they shouldn't be. Never mind. President Polu's there, able to get that last anchor shot in.
The Misfortune is one of those picks that does really well in lane. And if your Leona engages are incorrectly timed, you will lose a lot of health. And you will not necessarily win out on those 2v2 trades.
And he's going to teleport top lane. So he's going to have the rude awakening of the lane swap. As we can see, Bull making his way up there. With Polu walking over a ward, I'm pretty sure it was at least close to vision. They might get some information as to what's going on.
I remember this one Bro versus T1 series where Polu played Ornn, Senna Ornn into the Guma.
Isn't going to do so, just waits them out. So
Realm Warp
towards this top side, and oh dear, that door is facing the wrong way, and that is special delivery of the Troll as well. The Troll King coming on over, respecting the fact that a cross map could be on the way. We'll need to deal with this wave though. There it is. Morgan throws the ram, and there's everything being thrown at Perfect here, but they're underneath the turret with absolutely no hope of ever being able to kill anyone. BDD's teleported in.
Oh, I thought he was TPing to the control ward. I was a little bit worried, but
oh god,
so we're gonna get.
Will Croco get in range? That's the question, because there's a teleport coming in from the Ornn, and KT, they realize that they need to get out. There it is, the Realm Warp for the escape. Croco turns up, he's like, where did everyone go?
I don't know, this situation is pretty on a knife's edge here. Perfect doesn't have mana, so never mind. I was gonna say, he had TP, if he just goes in right as they turn, maybe KT actually Realm Warp away and then look for the re-engage, but because Perfect didn't have mana, stayed here so long.
This game,
I mean, a lot of the stuff that was happening back then.
Precisely.
For the bottom duo in general was less than optimal, but as Wadid said, Doctarm is a new man. Whoa, with the flash.
Yeah, Polu is getting in there, is going to be able to stun up the Troll here, who does have that Subjugate running, I'm pretty sure. There it is. Getting some of that health back, but it's not going to be enough, and KT just lose their jungler with 0 response. Closer putting on so much pressure, and the bros have just said, no, we are doing things this game.
Here comes the wave.
Yep, there is the bullet time, and nothing that Peter could do about that one. As BDD doesn't have very many minions around for the bros, and they use all of their health bars, and they do not manage to take him down. There it is, finally. Croco is able to get that last spear. As the ram comes in, Doctarm, where are you supposed to go, buddy? The answer is back towards the enemy turret.
Yeah,
okay, this is a bit of a cute exit plan. Doesn't have the 90 caliber net right now, but he'll get into the brush. And he's got flash and barrier. He's alive.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you only.
Oh god, if you just go back to the mid lane and keep farming, that would be so bad.
Yeah, if it.
The rest of his team, and he's in a decent bullet time position right now. Teleport in from BDD is Morgan, looking to walk on over. And Cuz off to the side. There's the flash forward. Realm Warp to get them into the backline as Closer is the target here for KT. They should be able to take him down as Morgan throws the ram in, but it just sails by. And there's the flash. King's Tribute also giving Cuz all of his health bar back, and that is a very cute house being put down. It is scary, especially if you're a Polu fan.
Yeah, those blinking eyes are creepy too. Turret, he has TP, and they're gonna have this charge here with the Herald, so
all right,
KT.
Peter. To get the knock-up,
yeah,
that's pretty cute. Gets himself out of there. Gravity well not going to quite work as the teleport comes in from the Ornn. Croco going to engage into the backline as well as Doctarm with the 90 caliber net, but the Arcane Storm will take him down. The bottom lane eviscerated, and they should be able to get themselves an Ocean Dragon. He's moving over here as Perfect in this top lane is running amok, but I think they'll trade that top lane outer turret for this dragon and a couple of kills.
Well, for Peter in this case, I think you could have been okay with just burning the dragon and finishing it off. I don't know how low it was because Cuz was doing dragon while the Herald was being dropped, while also Perfect was getting the top side turret. I think KT tried to do way too many things all at the same time with not only a ward, but also these 3 Caitlyn traps. So they're not going to be able to start Otacon, but they can threaten.
Yeah, well, now they're looking for BDD. There's the flash out. Solar Flare does not find Croco at all as Peter gets into the backline, interrupts the bullet time very nicely, but Closer is free hitting. In comes Perfect. He's going to try and disrupt this Victor, and Croco goes down. The war of attrition being won here from KT because a man comes in with a big hammer and smacks down the damage dealers. KT, they almost ace Bro, and Morgan was just lumbering towards the top lane and couldn't get there in time.
The whole setup on this Otacon is because Perfect has side lane control and Morgan doesn't have TP. So
not feeling like this is going to be a Bro win, but one of the best things that you can get as a Bro fan is as many games as possible. And do you know what we got today? We got as many games that is possible.
Yeah, would you rather watch 2 Bro games or 3 Bro games?
And also
the fandom if they were like a top 2 team.
Yep.
I feel like that's what you'd have to do as a Bro fan. You'd be like, wow, I guess that's it. I hope they lose next season. So I can come back.
It's kind of like the KT fans. They have to not want KT to win for KT to have any hope of winning. All right, Morgan.
Let's subjugate him.
Yeah, so
fight him.
This is what we were talking about. The pillar goes up. He was waiting for the searing charge, and yeah, Morgan does take a while, but he does go down.
Pillar is bigger than yours.
Oh yeah, it actually is too, and it's a little doggo house.
I mean, I think it's a huge win that Bro were able to stop them from being able to start Baron at all.
Yeah, BDD looks for Croco in that side lane, or at least towards the side here as Morgan gets engaged on, and that's kind of good for the Bros. Down goes the Jace, that's a lot of their damage, but there goes the Ornn. The front line's gone, and BDD is a monster. He's in amongst 4 people, and he likes those odds as Closer gonna get taken down to half and then finished off as Doctom gets the headshot, and you thought you were getting away, Polu. That is not the way. It's Bull, it's your birthday. It was your birthday yesterday, so we'll let you live.
This is a beautiful turn here. Like, Morgan gets the double knockup, then they have the Misfortune ult channeled on top of it, but unfortunately they're just so far behind this game that BD is basically a raid boss. He's just so healthy, has the Seraph, so they can't kill him.
I think it's Brover yet. That's how the song goes.
I mean, they have spent, you know, nearly a third of this Baron, like, hanging around Dragon, and, you know, maybe Bro just...
And hey, look, also, the Baron isn't that useful, because normally a Baron is about getting a 10k gold lead. To be honest, like, that's a bit confusing. That shot blast, not confusing. That's just deadly. Solar Flare, gorgeous, as in goes Peter, right underneath the turret. He's dead, and not really too many good things happened. It's a very big Arcane Storm.
Well, I mean, the Nexus is still alive.
Yeah, it ain't over. Dagon's breathing, as we can see. BDD looking for a battle as the Ram flies by. The Gravity Well is doing a whole bunch of work as Closer. He can go into stasis as well. And that's so much damage onto Doctom. He's stunned for about 16 years. As Polu's going to get... No, never mind. They stun him up. And down goes Cuz. And there is 4 still alive on the Bros. They're looking to try and turn this.
I didn't think that the buffer of the Leona Zenith Blade by Closer pulling him in was going to be an impactful moment in this game.
They have to, like, they've taken 1 turret, but can they do it?
I don't think so. There's too much to go through here.
30 seconds.
It's just, it's not about, like, the wave size here. It's just the time it's going to take. Like, BDD and Doctom should be able to respawn here. Peter can also buy time here. Just drops the Solar Flare down, trying to slow this wave, and I think, Bro, that's about as far as this train is going to roll. Decent amount of prio in the mid lane, but they don't have control over the Drake pit itself. It's perfect.
He runs really fast, but there's Grand Starfall. Oz didn't know that he was the target, as he is going to get stunned up. The subjugation is almost working into the backline. Goes perfect though. He shuts down Bull, and he gets another to the skies, and that's exactly where he's sending the Bros. The headshots are raining in as Doctom will be unanswered, flashing after Morgan. Where is your lord now? Well, he's in the death chamber as KT are looking for the win, and Croco head in hand. Oh
man, what a play from Perfect though. The perfect angle finds Bull in the backline there. Totally.
And Wolf, I thought AI was going to be the end of casting, but I think it was actually perfect. because that play, I think, solidified his position in the top lane.
I thought it was going to take a few more years for AI to actually take over casting, but I also thought it might be a few more seasons before Perfect solidified his position. But I think maybe you're right, that was the moment.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.